At my wedding, my sister said, "He still texts me." My husband's answer silenced everyone. Imagine this: the happiest day of your life turning into a nightmare in front of 150 guests. That's exactly what happened to me. If you're rewatching this, drop a comment below. Tell me what country and city you retuning in from. I love knowing where these stories reach. Now, let's dive in. I'll share it like I'm whispering it to a close friend, because that's how it feels reliving it. My name is Stella. I am 32 now, but back then I was 28, glowing in that white gown I'd dreamed about since I was a girl. The wedding was in a charming vineyard in Napa Valley, California, rolling hills of green vines under a perfect blue sky. Sunlight filtered through the oak trees and the air smelled of fresh grapes and blooming roses. Everything looked picture perfect. My fiancé, Mark, stood at the altar, handsome in his tux, his blue eyes locking onto mine as I walked down the aisle. Soft music played, violin strings humming like a heartbeat. Mark and I met 3 years earlier at a coffee shop in San Francisco. He was the steady type, reliable, funny, with a smile that made my knees weak. He worked as a software engineer, and I was a graphic designer. We bonded over late-night talks and weekend hikes. He proposed on a foggy beach in Half Moon Bay, down on one knee with a ring that sparkled like the ocean waves. "Stella, you are my forever," he said. I believed him with every fiber of my being. Our families were there, of course. My parents, John and Marie, sat in the front row. Dad, a retired mechanic from a small town outside Sacramento, beamed with pride, his calloused hands folded neatly. Mom dabbed her eyes with a tissue, her floral dress matching the bouquets. Then there was my sister, Emily. She was 2 years younger, always the wild one, long wavy hair, adventurous spirit. She lived in Los Angeles, chasing acting dreams that never quite panned out. We were close growing up, sharing secrets in our childhood bedroom, but lately, things felt off. She'd been distant during wedding planning, making snide comments about Mark being too perfect. Mark S. side, his mom, Linda, a bustling real estate agent from San Diego, organized half the event. His dad, Robert, was quiet, sipping whiskey early. His brother, Tom, was best man, joking around, keeping things light. Guests milled about, cousins, college friends, co-workers. Laughter echoed as champagne flowed. The ceremony went smoothly. Vows exchanged. Rings slipped on fingers. "I do," we said, and the crowd cheered. Kisses under the arbor, photos with smiles plastered on. But beneath it all, tensions simmered like wine fermenting in those barrels nearby. I noticed Emily S.'s tight smile during the bridal party photos. She was my maid of honor, in a lavender dress that hugged her figure. "You look stunning, sis," I told her. She hugged me quick, too quick. "Yeah, congrats," she muttered. Mark's mom pulled me aside earlier. "Emily has been asking a lot about Mark's past. Odd, right?" I brushed it off. Weddings make people weird. What was at stake? Everything. Our love, sure, but also family bonds. I'd fought with Mom about inviting Aunt Karen, who always stirred drama. Dad worried about the cost, but he wanted me happy. My reputation in our tight-knit community, Mark's job depended on stability. And pride. Oh, the pride of a flawless day. Little did I know, hidden cracks were about to shatter it all. Reception time. Table set with white linens, fairy lights twinkling as sunset painted the sky orange. Toasts began innocently. Dad stood first, voice cracking. "Stella, you've always been my rock. Mark, treat her right." Applause. Mark's brother Tom joked about Mark's bad dancing. Laughter rippled. Then Emily S.'s turn. She grabbed the mic, glass in hand, her eyes glassy, maybe from wine, maybe more. I felt a knot in my stomach. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. Guests leaned in, expecting sisterly sweetness. Mark squeezed my hand under the table. "This'll be good," he whispered. But as she started speaking, the air shifted. Whispers from tables nearby. Aunt Karen shot a glance at Mom. Something was brewing. Emily cleared her throat. "Stella, my big sis, you've always gotten everything first. The good grades, the perfect life." A pause. Chuckles turned nervous. I shifted in my seat, the lace of my dress itching suddenly. What was this? Praise or shade? She continued, voice sweet but edged. "And Mark. Oh, Mark. Remember those late nights before you proposed? Gasps trickled in. My heart pounded. Mark's face paled. What are you doing? I thought, but didn't say. The vineyard breeze felt colder now. First signs of conflict hit like subtle jabs. Earlier, during cocktail hour, I'd overheard Emily S. friend whisper to another, "She's jealous, you know." I ignored it. But now on stage, Emily S. words layered on. "I just want what is best for you, Stella. But secrets, they ruin things." Eyes darted. Mom's fork clattered. Dad frowned. Mark's mom whispered fiercely to his dad. Tension built gradually, like storm clouds gathering over those vines. Comments started flying. Cousin Lisa murmured, "Is this a toast or a roast?" Laughter died. Emily sipped her drink, eyeing Mark. He knows what I mean. That was the first real knife. Emotional stab right there, publicly. My cheeks burned. What secret? Our love was solid, right? But doubt crept in, small questions nagging. Why had Mark been texting late sometimes? Work, he said. More cachichos, whispers at tables. Tom's wife nudged him. Do something. But no one moved yet. I gripped Mark's hand tighter, nails digging in. The string quartet played softly in the background, oblivious. Flowers on tables seemed to wilt in the heat of stares. Layer by layer, it worsened. Emily leaned into the mic. Sisters share everything, don't they? Even exes. Or almost exes. Silence fell heavier. My breath caught. Guests exchanged looks, shock brewing. Mark shifted, his jaw tight. I felt humiliation rising like bile. What did she mean? Our family prided itself on loyalty. Breaking that here, in front of everyone? Reputation on the line, my perfect wedding crumbling. Pride stung, love tested. The drama escalated, each word a step closer to explosion. Expectation hung thick. What would come next? And just when I thought it couldn't get worse, Emily dropped the bomb. But wait, that is for the peak. For now, the tension coiled, ready to snap. My mind raced. Intervene? Smile through? The night was young, but the hurt was already deep. Emily S. words hung in the air like smoke from a dying fire. The reception tent felt smaller, suffocating under those string lights. I stared at her, my sister, the one who'd braided my hair as kids, shared ice cream on hot summers in Sacramento. Now she stood there, mic in hand, twisting the knife slowly. Guests froze mid-bite, forks hovering over salmon and salads. The clink of glasses stopped. Even the vineyard crickets seemed to hush. Emily, sit down, I whispered fiercely, but my voice cracked, lost in the open space. Mark S. grip on my knee tightened, reassuring or nervous. I couldn't tell. His face was stone, but his eyes flicked to her, then away. Why? That question gnawed at me, building like pressure in a bottle. She ignored me, of course, always the dramatic one. Stella deserves the truth on her big day, she said, her voice syrupy, fake concern dripping. A murmur rippled. Cousin Mike leaned to his wife. This is messed up. Aunt Karen nodded vigorously, her pearls clicking. Mom's eyes welled up. Dad's fists clenched on the tablecloth. Family pride cracking already. Layer one of the escalation. Emily paced the small stage, heels clicking on wood. Mark and we go way back. Before you, sis. Gasps now, louder. My college roommate Sarah covered her mouth. What did that mean? Mark had told me about exes, high school flings, a brief college thing. Nothing about Emily. Or had he? My mind spun, replaying old conversations. Those late work trips to LA. Coincidence? Mark shifted beside me, whispering, "She-s lying." But his voice wavered. Doubt seeded deeper. The air smelled of grilled veggies and betrayal now, not roses. Tension mounted gradually, each second stretching. Tom, the best man, stood halfway, then sat, unsure. What the hell? He muttered to his wife. Emily continued, eyes locking on Mark. Remember those texts, Mark? The ones where you said you missed our talks? Another stab, direct, public. My heart sank. Guests whispered furiously. Did he cheat? Sisters? No way. Linda, Mark's mom, shot up. This is inappropriate. but Emily waved her off. Truth hurts, Linda. I felt eyes on me, pity, judgment. My white dress suddenly heavy, like a shroud. What was at stake grew clearer. Not just our marriage, but sisterhood. We'd fought over boys in high school, but this? Orgullo familiar shattered. Reputation in our circles. San Francisco tech crowd. Napa wine folks. All buzzing tomorrow. Love? Teetering. More comments flew. Emily's friend from LA smirked in the corner. Phone out. Recording? Oh, God. Dad finally boomed, "Enough, Emily." But she smirked. Dad, you don't know half. Silence fell again, ensurdeciter. My cheeks flamed with shame. Marcus' hand went cold in mine. Layer 2. She pulled out her phone, waving it. Proof? He still texts me, even last week. Lies? Truth? The crowd leaned in, expectation electric. I remembered overhearing Emily on calls, giggling about old flames. Brushed off as acting auditions, now it clicked. Jealousy? Revenge? Why today? Cochichos everywhere. Scandalous. Poor Stella. A groomsman joked nervously, "Toast of the year?" But no laughs. The quartet stopped playing altogether. Breeze rustled leaves, mimicking whispers. I wanted to run, hide in the vines, but feet rooted. Drama layered on, emotional facadas piercing deeper. Humiliation burned. Was our love fake? Family torn? Emily sipped wine, savoring. Ask him, Stella, about the hotel in Vegas. What? Marcus' bachelor party. Vegas, boys only. My stomach twisted. Guests' faces, shock, intrigue. Mom sobbed quietly. This wasn't a toast. It was demolition. Tension peaked gradually, my breath short. Every stare felt like judgment. Pride crumbled, my perfect day ruined. Then the buildup crested. Emily leaned closer. He still texts me, Stella, every night. The mic amplified it, echoing over tables. Gasps exploded. Someone dropped a glass, shatter like my world. That was it. The turning point. I stood, trembling. What are you saying? But before I could, Mark grabbed the mic from Tom, who'd rushed up. No, Mark stood himself, face red. The room hushed, waiting for denial. Fight. Climax hit like thunder. Emily smiled triumphantly, but Mark's voice boomed, Emily, enough. He turned to the crowd, then me. Eyes locked on her. Yes, I texted, but not like that. Murmurs. What? Revelation unfolded, chocante. It started innocently. Emily reached out after we got engaged, said she needed advice on a guy. I replied, being nice. Family, right? Emily's face twisted. Liar, she spat. But Mark continued, voice steady. Then she twisted it. Sent flirty stuff. I told her to stop, blocked her twice, but she kept making new numbers. Proof? He pulled his phone, showed texts to Tom, who nodded. Crowd shifted. Sympathy swinging. Emily lunged. He's lying. We hooked up. Silence deafening. My world spun. But Marcus' answer, the one that silenced everyone. No, Emily, you were my sister-in-law now. But before, you were the mistake I never made. Those texts? You begging for attention because your life's a mess. Stella knows my passcode. She saw everything weeks ago. We laughed about your desperation. Boom. Shock rippled. I nodded slowly. Truth was I had seen, dismissed as harassment, but public now. Emily's face crumpled, humiliation her own. Guests, jaws dropped, then murmurs of, oh, satisfactorio. For me, yes, catharsis in the reveal. Mark turned to me. I should have told everyone sooner. Sorry. Tears in my eyes, not sad, relieved. The secret exposed but twisted back. Emily stormed off stage, dress swishing. Mom chased her. Dad applauded faintly. The vineyard air cleared a bit. Climax peaked there. Truth out, tables turned. What next? Consequences loomed. The night wasn't over. The silence after Marcus' words was thick, like fog rolling in from the San Francisco Bay. You could hear a pin drop among the vines. Emily stood frozen on that stage, her lavender dress suddenly looking wilted, makeup smudged from the heat of shame. Guests exchanged wide-eyed stares, shock turning to awkward coughs. Then, ripples. A few claps from Marcus' side, hesitant at first. Tom, his brother, stood and nodded approvingly. "That is my bro," he muttered, loud enough for nearby tables. My heart raced, a mix of relief and rage. Tears streamed down my face, but not from heartbreak, from the whirlwind. Mom rushed to Emily, grabbing her arm. "What were you thinking?" Emily yanked away, voice shrill. "He is lying! She is blind!" But her words fell flat now, no mic to amplify. Dad rose slowly, his old knees creaking, face thunderous. He'd always favored harmony, but this crossed lines. "Emily, apologize, now." No response. She bolted toward the parking lot, heels sinking in grass. A cousin followed, whispering comforts that wouldn't help. The crowd's reaction unfolded in waves. At our table, Sarah hugged me tight. Stella, oh honey. Pity eyes everywhere, but also support. Women nodding like they'd seen jealousy destroy before. Men shifted uncomfortably, beers forgotten. Linda, Mark's mom, dabbed her eyes but smiled faintly. "Proud of you, son." Robert patted Mark's back. Applause built sporadically, not cheers but acknowledgement. Someone whispered, "That took guts." Tears from Aunt Karen, drama queen herself, but genuine this time. Humiliation hit the culprits hard. Emily S. friends from LA looked mortified, one slipping out early. Her exposure was raw, text projected briefly on Mark S. phone for close ones to see. Desperate pleas. "Miss our chats. Stella doesn't get you like I do." Pathetic, really. Envergonzada she was, no hiding now. Social media would buzz, our circles small in California wine country. Reputation tarnished for her, not us. Mark pulled me close, whispering, "We good?" I nodded, squeezing back. The quartet started softly again, tentative notes breaking ice. Guests resumed eating, but buzzed with retells. "Did you hear?" Sister was obsessed. Laughter nervous, then relieved. Silence gave way to chatter, cathartic release. Consequences spilled out quick. Mom cornered me later by the dessert table. I knew she was struggling, but this? Emily S. acting career? On thin ice already, now family cut ties temporarily. Dad said, "She S. out of the will talks till she grows up." Harsh, but fair. Our parents' marriage strained too. Arguments echoed in the guest house that night. Mark and I, stronger. We danced our first dance under stars, my head on his shoulder. "Why keep it secret?" I asked. "Didn't want to ruin your day with her crazy." Fair. We confronted it together. Therapy booked next week. Love tested, passed. Wedding followed through, cake cut, bouquet tossed. I threw it to Sarah, Emily S. spot empty. What happened after? Emily ghosted for months. Sent a text apology eventually. Jealousy ate me. Sorry. We reconciled slowly. Holiday Zoom at first. No hugs yet. She moved to New York, chasing real auditions, therapy too. Cut relations with toxic friends who egged her on. Mark and I honeymooned in Hawaii. Phones off. Blissful escape. Back home in San Francisco, our bond ironclad. Told friends the story, laughs over wine. Family gatherings smaller now, but honest. Dad walked prouder, Mom less stressed. Pride restored, reputation for us. The night ended with fireworks. Literal ones, planned finale. Bursts of color over vines mirrored the explosion, then peace. Guests left whispering, but with hugs. Congrats, you handled it. Reputation? Enhanced, weirdly. That couple S real, they said. Love won, family scarred, but healing. Reflecting now, years later. Secrets fester like bad wine. Jealousy poisons blood ties. But truth? It cleanses. Ever had a family bomb drop at a big event? Makes you question everything? Who is real? Who is not? What would you do if your sibling pulled that? Love is fragile, but honesty builds it back unbreakable. Orgullo can blind, but facing shame head-on frees you. Weddings aren't just vows, they retests. Emily S. drama showed me, choose partners wisely, communicate fierce. And sisters? Blood's thick, but boundaries thicker. Provocative thought. In families, envy hides in smiles. Spot it early, or it erupts. My story's a warning, a win. Yours might be too. If this hit home, subscribe for more raw tales, family secrets, love twists. Comment below, what is your wildest wedding story? Share a lesson you learned. Let us chat. Thanks for listening. See you next one. Looking back, that wedding day in Napa wasn't just a ceremony. It was a battlefield where hidden resentments came to light. Emily's outburst stripped away the facade we'd all maintained for years. Family isn't always the safe haven we pretend it is. Sometimes it is a minefield of unspoken grudges. I remember sitting there after the fireworks, guests trickling out, hugging us with those pitying smiles. "You're so strong, Stella," they'd say. Strong? I felt broken, pieced together with tape. But Mark and I drove home to our San Francisco apartment that night, hands intertwined over the gear shift, talking till dawn. "We survived," he said. And we did. In the weeks that followed, the consequences rippled wider than I expected. Social media exploded. Friends posted cryptic memes about wedding drama, tagging us subtly. I turned off notifications, focused on unpacking gifts amid the chaos. Emily vanished for a bit, crashing with friends in LA. Mom called daily, torn between us sisters. "She's hurting, Stella, lost her job auditioning." I sympathized, but boundaries mattered. We set rules, no contact till she owned it. Dad mediated a family call a month later. Awkward Zoom from his Sacramento den. Emily appeared, hair messy, eyes red. "I was jealous," she admitted. "Your life looked perfect. Mine, failing auditions, bad dates." Tears all around. Our appendamento hung heavy. We forgave, but trust rebuilt slow, like vines regrowing after frost. Mark's family rallied too. Linda organized a post-wedding brunch in San Diego, toasting our resilience. "That girl's got issues," she whispered about Emily, but kindly. Tom joked, "Next toast, I vet the speeches." Laughter healed some wounds. Professionally, Mark's tech job stayed steady. Coworkers heard whispers but admired his poise. My design clients? A few nosy questions, but work flowed. Reputation-wise, we became that couple who handled the unthinkable. Invites to podcasts even declined. Privacy won. Years passed. 5 now, as I narrate this. We reparents to a toddler, Lily, with her dad's blue eyes and my curls, living in a cozy house in Oakland across the bay. Mark S. promoted. I'm freelancing from home. Emily? She landed a role in a New York indie film, therapy helping her chase dreams without sabotage. We visit yearly, holidays in Sacramento, sharing wine like old times. No more secrets. We talk open. That day taught us, silence enables toxicity. Speak up or it festers. But let's dig deeper into the reflection. What if Emily hadn't spoken? Would resentment boil over later, holidays ruined, kids caught in crossfire? Provocative, right? Jealousy in families is universal. Sisters compare. Careers, looks, loves. Mine stemmed from childhood. Me the responsible one, her the free spirit. Parents unknowingly fueled it. Why can't you be more like Stella? Words scar. In relationships, trust as everything. Mark as texts, harmless, but hiding them amplified doubt. Lesson, share burdens early. Weddings magnify issues, stress, alcohol, spotlights. Planning one, vet toasts, set ground rules, spot red flags, distant relatives, odd comments. Empathy plays big. I felt for Emily, her life unraveling while mine bloomed, but actions have fallout. Shame she felt? Deserved in the moment, but growth came from it. Public exposure forced change. For viewers, ever faced betrayal at a milestone? Birthday? Graduation? It stings but reveals true allies. Catharsis in confrontation. Mark S. words silenced the room, but empowered us. Aplausos followed, not for drama, but honesty. Broader message. Society pushes perfect weddings. Instagram glamour, no flaws. Reality? Messy. Embrace it. Our day wasn't a flawless, but authentic. Stronger bonds forged in fire. If planning marriage, discuss pasts openly. No skeletons. And families? Foster equality, not competition. Provocative take. Sometimes a blow-up saves relationships long-term. Without it, we'd adrift, pretending. Wrapping this tale. Reliving it brings mixed emotions. Hurt, but gratitude. Life's twists build character. Mark and I renew vows next year, small ceremony, no mics for toasts. Emily S. invited. As bridesmaid again? Maybe. Healing S. ongoing. If my story resonated, think, what's a family secret you've buried? Share in comments, anonymous if needed. Your experiences connect us. For more emotional journeys, betrayals, triumphs, hit subscribe. Bell on for notifications. Drop your city below too. Love the global vibe. Thanks for joining this intimate chat. Till next story, take care.